Hello, good evening everyone. Apologies for the slight delay there. The OBS was not recognising my microphone for a brief second there, but fortunately it's all fixed. Welcome back to Hut's Gaming F1 League Season 1 on F1 2023. I think it's Season 5 overall. Round 2 of 15. We are going into the Japanese Grand Prix. TomTom leading the way in the standings. 25 points to his name, which means that his team Aston Martin also leading the way in the Constructors' Championship, as his teammate Oni1 managed to finish 6th in the first round in Spain. Today, though, well, it's Japan, completely different racetrack. Anything could happen. We're just waiting here, as it appears we're having some technical difficulties on the F1 game side. We've got 18 people in the lobby at the minute, and most of those people joined very late. So, yeah, I think Jabba has been inviting everyone, and it's just not working for him. Because it happened with me. Clicked on his invite links, and it said that the session didn't exist, even though it clearly does. So, we're just waiting now. See, one more driver yet to join. 19 out of 20. We might be only getting 19. Or maybe someone's going to join late. Either way, the lobby is about to begin. Oh, that's not what I want. Getting everything lost. So we'll move over to... Why isn't that showing? There we go. There we go. That's exactly what we need. Can't hear anything, though. I mean, I don't have the game music on anymore. Well, at least for the streams I don't. I do like the soundtrack in this game. It's a bit better than last year's, actually. Maybe even better than F1 2021's, which was just amazing. Also got this. It's our calendar and the driver lineup. Just a quick rundown. This is round 2, after TomTom won the previous round, and just showing who is driving for which team. And their numbers. So, let me pick up my controller, and of course it disconnects, even though it's plugged in still. Right. Let me just check, and of course it does it again. It is, at least the audio is working. TomTom, I think, was perhaps the late joiner, I don't know. Come on, stupid thing. Right. That's not what I want. Let's see. Who's the first driver coming out? Oh, it's an AlphaTauri, who's managed to jump the Red Bull there. And we do have both AlphaTauris today. Lero Fusion was not able to make round 1. Which means Brains is our first driver out on track. Number 67. However, the Red Bull has overtaken. That is Sherlock, number 71. Taking the first slot on the racetrack. Well, it's not really a slot, is it? Just taking initiative. Doesn't want to stay behind the AlphaTauri. Oh, TomTom. What's going on for TomTom? He's left. And we've got a Mercedes spun off at turn 2. That's Jabba. What is he doing? So TomTom, oh, he's back, but I think he won't be able to set a lap time here. Oh, Jabba's left too. What's going on? We might be getting a session restart here, potentially? Not sure. They certainly didn't have qualifying bans. So if things continue to go ahead, we're going to see a completely different driver taking pole today as Sherlock, first driver to start their flying lap here. Heading down the main straight into turn 1 and 2. Tough right-hand corner / pair of corners. Into the S's. As we've got another car having a spin or something. Nope, just an odd yellow flag. More yellow flags. It's just cars going slowly through the chicane, I imagine. Through Dunlop and Sherlock. He's on the mediums as he goes 32.6. Let's see the tyres. Yeah, Sherlock, only driver on the mediums here. Not really necessary to qualifying mediums anymore. That's a rule that was abolished after 2021. You don't have to do your fastest lap on the medium tyre to start on those tyres anymore. Towards the second sector split as TomTom is left again. Seems to be having issues. 113.0 through sector 2 for Sherlock. Into the chicane. Slightly different as it was back in the 1980s when Prost and Senna had that coming together. Sherlock sets the benchmark as a 129.8 and immediately gets beaten by Brains, who immediately gets beaten by Daniel by almost 2 seconds. Vic Vinegar, Big 6. Actually, no, it's not Big 6, because that would be the number 6, wouldn't it? I don't know what's going on. Big Vic, maybe. More drivers. Surtees has now taken provisional. Now it's Gladius. I think he must be... I think Gladius is just a reserve driver, because last week he was in a Williams. He took pole position, not pole position, a podium. Very surprised podium. Now he's on a very surprised pole position here. Provisional pole, at least. 127.5. The next closest competitor is Surtees. Daniel is not on a flying lap, he's on an in lap. Who else is around? TomTom is back in. Bubbly coming through the S's on an out lap. Fusion on a flying lap. Currently P15, but that's because he doesn't have a time on the board yet. Into Spoon he goes. Nicely done. Better than I could probably do it anyway. Down the second straight, and I think Jabba had a game crash. As he's just popped up in the bottom corner for me. Lateral Fusion, 111.8. Car getting out of the way by going onto the grass. That's very bizarre. Yes, Jabba, his name just popped up on Steam in the bottom corner, which means I think he's at the very least restarted his game. As Fusion goes P7. Next up, Bubbly still on his out lap. As is eBird. Brains has been disqualified for... he's parked off the racing line on the grass for some reason, and he's just been knocked out. I don't know why he's done that. Weirdo. Anyway, eBird in the Alpine, now a full-time driver. On his first flying lap of the session, we've got yellow flags in Sector 3. Jabba rejoins the session. It's going to be a race of recovery for TomTom, Jabba and Brains. It's eBird in through Sector 1, 31.878. A little bit wide through the second Degner. Not too badly into the hairpin, though. Up to the hairpin, at least. Gets a bit too much into the curb, though. And he's got a red Bull for company. Now that could be Sherlock, but it might also be Pookie on his flying lap as well. We'll just pop down. Yes, it is Pookie. Pookie on a flying lap in the Red Bull, and he's got the Alpine for company, and he can't overtake because they're both on flying laps. So this is going to be compromising Pookie's lap here. Through the chicane they both go, and Pookie at least has a 128.2 to his name, as eBird manages a 129.3. Oh, Bubbly into provisional pole by the skin of his teeth. How much is that? That's 17 thousandths of a second faster than Gladius's time. As we have a Ferrari making its way out of the pit. I wonder if that's Bengal. It is indeed. Oh, bad luck for Goshan. Looks like he was on his flying lap, and he's got it all wrong at Dunlop. Has managed to keep it going. Hasn't hit the wall anywhere. But that's a very dirty looking Mercedes. If only the Mercedes looked like that more often. As in, going off the track and stuff. So Jordan, also a pole position hopeful here. Currently on his outlap to set what will be his first flying lap. And behind him is an Alfa Romeo. Is that Angel? Is TomTom still having issues? Really not sure what's going on with TomTom here. Is that Haas? That's Gladius potentially getting in the way of the Alfa Romeo there. Jordan now coming through the S's. Perhaps the most iconic section of the Japanese Suzuka circuit. Through Dunlop. And the Sector 1 split 31-4. So that's better than what eBird had when we were watching. By a good 0.4 of a second. Oh, gets a bit out of shape through the hairpin though. Alfa Romeo gets out of the way. It's Jordan trying to make the most of this lap. He didn't have the greatest time through the hairpin. Yellow flag through most of the track, and then it's gone. Almost a full course yellow. Those don't really exist in Formula 1. Oh, that's Surtees giving Jordan a little bit of a slipstream. Not too much of one, though. Into the chicane for the MCL60. Final run towards the line, hugging the inside wall. DRS and 127.7. So the two McLarens are up there. Nicely done. And now Jordan giving Surtees a little bit of a slipstream as well. Not too much of a slipstream though. Still, that's going to give Surtees a little bit of a boost on his lap here. Pookie also out on another flying lap, trying to improve that 128.2. Sork, I think, was up, but he's aborted at some point. Fusion outlap Vic. Is he on a flying lap? He is. Oh, someone's just moved up. That would be Bengal. He's moved up to P6. Is that Pookie? No, it's another car. We'll ride with Surtees for now. Into Spoon. If they add a chicane to the Spoon, they're going to have to call it the Sport. Sector 2 completed 10th faster than his previous best, so he could be about to overtake his teammate here. For third on the road. Didn't catch what his Sector 1 time was. Can he make up any more time through the third sector? And he does. Moves just ahead of his teammate Jordan. So they're fighting for third place here. as Pookie does improve, but only by 0.2 of a second. Gladius now on provisional pole by 1,000th of a second. This man is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Bubbly starts another flying lap in the Williams. Currently, he's the man who's just been overtaken. And it won't take much to retake that pole position. 1,000th of a second will match. But ideally he needs 2,000ths of a second, and well, we'll have to see what his sector split times are like. Sector 1 split approacheth, and he's up by 600ths of a second. Slightly wide through Degner 2, not too badly though. Into the hairpin as the Haas, I think that's Gladius, getting out of the way by just going straight onto the runoff. I think that's, is that Ebert or Domchi in the thingy, the Alpine behind? No, sorry, it would be Ebert, there's only one Alpine, my mistake. So his teammate Domchi is just ahead. He's also up, 128.1 at the minute. Watch with Bubbly now though, as he goes through 130R, his teammate's going through the chicane. We'll keep an eye on Domchi's time as he's about to cross the finish line. And he improves to P6, 127.9. Bubbly, meanwhile, improves to P1 by just less than 1/10 of a second. Ebert also improves to P10. That has stopped on the exit of the pit lane. So Bubbly once again into provisional pole. A bit more comfortably, but not quite so comfortably. This is going to give Gladius another attempt here. He should have at least one more set of tyres. Goshan going for it. He's on his flying lap. He's about to finish that lap, and he goes P2. Just behind Bubbly, so he's had a bit of a shoddy session so far, but now he's in the game, but he might not have enough time to set another lap here. A few people on outlaps. Sork, Groffel. And that's Sork just been overtaken there. Goshan's still trying to go for it, but well, still acting like it's at qualifying as Bubbly being overtaken. Is that Ebert? Well, it has to be Ebert. It's the only Alpine. Trying to get back to the pits as quickly as he can, but I don't think he's got enough time. Sork still on his outlap, but Groffel about to start his flying lap, trying to improve his current P15 standing. It might be pretty close for some of these drivers. There might not be enough time to get out for another lap. Groffel, though, in the Haas. What can he do? Currently 129.4 to his name. He's got 0.8 to Fusion in front of him in the AlphaTauri, and he does improve through Sector 1 by about 3.5 So he's on track to improve his time, but at the minute, not his position on the grid. Through the Honda curve, heading towards Spoon. He has to nail this lap. As everyone making their way out of the pits as quickly as they can. There's only 1:40 or so of the session remaining, which is just enough time to get an outlap done. But the longer it takes to get the car out of the pit lane, the more difficult it will be to get that lap in on time. As Groffel across the line and improves by 0.8 of a second, moves up to 13th place Angel has been disqualified now for parking in a dangerous position. Oh dear, he's just thrown away. I didn't see what that position was. He's just thrown away 12th. Oh dear. So the first driver to start their final flying lap here is going to be Pookie. And the Red Bull, mighty in real life, not looking quite so mighty so far in the game, but then again, it's equal performance. Truly equal performance now, as the tyre wear has been fixed. At least, hopefully it has been. Through the S's for Pookie. And Dunlop. Sector 1 split. And he has improved. It's not by a huge amount, but it is an improvement nonetheless. Slight wobble on the exit of Degner 2. Up towards the hairpin we go now. Nicely through the hairpin. Nicely done indeed. Into the Honda curve now. As Sork has retired. He's done that in the pit lane. He didn't have enough time to get out and start a flying lap. And I think a couple of other drivers have been caught out. Goshan and Jordan will not be able to improve. Oh dear. It's the same for Sherlock. Sherlock will not improve beyond P15. They were just a bit too slow. Pookie, first man to cross the line on their final flying lap attempt. I wasn't paying attention to the Sector 2 split, my mistake. Where is Pookie going to end up? He moves up to P5, just ahead of Jordan. That could be crucial. Surtees is not going to be next. Daniel takes an astonishing surprise pole, provisional pole so far. Surtees can only make it P4. Next is going to be Bengal in the Ferrari. Not expecting amazing things, but you never know what he could do across the line. He can only manage P10. Next up, it's going to be Gladius, and he cannot improve. He lost time. Vic Vinegar also only P19. Sorry, P9 rather. Bubbly next. He's actually down through Sector 2. And Bubbly across the line. Oh, he takes pole! Just about! Just in time. Oh. It looked like he was losing time, that he would only match his previous best, but he made it count through the third sector, and he takes pole position by about 0.03 of a second. That was close. It looked like it might be Daniel taking pole position, but in the end it was Bubbly. There we go. Oh, yeah, definitely. 35 thousandths. Ugh. And of course the surprise, the shock retirement of TomTom, who appears to have been having some kind of issue with his game or his connection, not able to set a time. So it's going to be a race of recovery for TomTom. As Sherlock didn't come out again on soft tyres. I don't know why he did that. Well, actually, no, he did, but he was too late. So, ideally, you want to be getting your banker lap in on soft tyres, not mediums. Finally. Look what we have here. It's a formation lap. Didn't even know it was a preset that you could have. So, Bubbly is leading the way. I wonder if there's going to be differences in tyre strategy. Ooh, yes. A bit of a difference. Pookie going along on hards. Daniel, Bubbly, Gladius, Domchi, eBird, Fusion and Brains are going to start on mediums. Everyone else is going to try their luck on softs. So they'll probably be rapid, but they shouldn't last as long. Gladius is 5th place. Could swear he was a bit higher. Oh well. Predicted stop 11 to 13 onto mediums, or 10 to 13 onto hards. At least that's for soft runners, which is inconsequential for Bubbly because he's a medium runner. Fields coming through Spoon mostly. However, Bubbly going through 130R as Brains is in the middle of Spoon. Brains is still in Spoon. Bubbly is going through the chicane. Goshan with some aggressive tyre warming strategies. And this sort of benefits Gladius, Jordan, and Domchi. Gladius had that spin. Jordan and Domchi had those drive-through penalties for jumping the start. But here we go. The final drivers lining up onto the grid. Five red lights are coming on for the Japanese Grand Prix of Huts Gaming F1 League. It's lights out and away we go for the second time, and Bubbly being overtaken already into turn 1. Daniel is going to take the lead going through turns 1 and 2. It's an excellent start for the Alfa Romeo, a much more cleaner start for everyone so far. Angel has lost out at the minute. Few drivers changing position further down. Gladius has lost out to Domchi. And we've got Goshan, who's also lost a position to the McLaren of Surtees. Meanwhile, we've got Gladius under threat from Jordan. Oh, there's contact though. Jordan goes off onto the runoff. Oh, there's more spins behind. Gladius got punted off. I think that was Vic. Yes, that was Vic, who also got spun around it. He's the big loser out of that one. But Gladius, oh dear. The race start for this went better for him the second time around, but only up until Degner 2. Really unfortunate for Gladius. Meanwhile, Swark and Groffelborough fighting with each other, as well as Jordan and Bengal. Jordan might have some front wing damage after that rear ending of Gladius. Might be some stewards looking into this one later on, as Jordan making a dive bomb. Not a very clean one, actually. Forcing his way past Bengal as he takes P7. Meanwhile, fighting up at the front, Bubbly in the slipstream of Daniel's Alfa Romeo. Not able to make the position, but still on the tail. The two soft runners behind the leading pair, Surtees and Goshan. Going to be absolutely rapid in these early stages of the race. Only lap 2, Goshan getting a little out of shape through Degner 1. And Domchi possibly catching these leading 4. Maybe by only a few thousandths. Oh, he's lost out through the hairpin, actually. The traction not so great on the medium tyres. Pookie's lost out of position as well. We've got a yellow flag. E-Bird has retired. What's going on? Oh, E-Bird in the middle of the road. What happened there as we have a safety car? And that's not benefited Sork, who's made a pit stop. Very early pit stop. As Brains picked up a penalty for a severe collision with Gladius, which means he just slightly bumped into him with his front wing. So position changes. Ooh, quite a few. Most drivers up one position. Well, out of the top 7 anyway. Daniel up 1, Bubbly down 1, Surti up 1, Goshan down 1. Domchi, Pookie and Jordan all up 1 as drivers making pit stops. TomTom into the pits. He's going to exchange those soft tyres for hards. Is that TomTom having to wait? That shouldn't be happening. There should be ghosting going on. What? And the 2 Aston Martins making early pit stops. So. Goshan also. He didn't make a pit stop. Something happened to Goshan. He was up in P4 rather. Jordan having to make way for Pookie. I think he made an illegal overtake under the safety car. But yeah, Goshan was up in P4 and he's lost out, I think, under the safety car. Why is it called 130R? Because the radius of the corner, when it was new, was 130 degrees. Or something like that. And it's literally what it stands for, 130 radius. It's not quite 130 anymore. Yeah. Don't quote me on that. Look it up. I'm I'm not entirely sure myself. But I'm mostly sure that's what it is. So Daniel leading the way under safety car. We're going to have at least another lap of safety car running here as Sork is only just catching up to the field. It's been... A few drivers have had some amazing starts here. Fusion and Sherlock both up 6 positions. Brains is up 8. But a few drivers have had very poor starts. Sork down 5. Vic down 8. Gladius down 5, though he was at one point down about 10 positions. At least. And Goshan down 4 as well now. Just take a quick look at the tyres again. A few more medium runners now. A couple more hard runners, including TomTom. Let's see. So, safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. We will know any moment now. There we go, coming in. Racing gets it back underway for lap 5. Daniel running with the wrong number. He should be number 99. He's currently running with the default number 3. But yes, Daniel leading the pack away. He did win a race, I think, in the last season of F1 22, as racing does get back underway. Nice little lead for the top 3. Pookie actually looks like he might be able to get past Domchi here into turn 1. He's taking a little look. Not able to make the move, though. Jordan also close behind to the aft end rather of the of the Red Bull. My true vocabulary slipping through there a bit. Not quite a Freudian slip, is it? I don't know. But Pookie closer to Domchi than Jordan is to Pookie. Very close fight for P4 at the minute, and Goshan trying to get back into the swing of things. So I wonder if he's got damage, maybe? He's was losing a little bit of time. Angel has lost out a bit. He's now at dead last. He didn't make a pit stop that I was aware of. Bit of chaos going on down the field. Gladius has moved back up another position. Past Bengal. And now chasing down Lateral Fusion. So Gladius, pretty shifty driver. Meaning he can shift. And he's looking like he can make the move up the inside of 130R. Makes a very nice move up the outside of Lateral Fusion as Daniel puts in the fastest lap of the race so far. Gladius up into P8. Though not clear at the minute. At least there's no DRS until the next lap. Goshan is actually losing time, so his soft tyres falling off the cliff a little bit. Definitely. Was 1.5, but actually he is making some more time through the S's. So maybe he just had a bit of a slip or slide or something. Pookie, meanwhile, still chasing after Domchi. There's a wobble through the exit of Degna 2. And Daniel now has a 1.3 second advantage on Bubbly. Energy usage for Pookie. Closing that gap to the Williams in front, and he's actually dropping Jordan. Oh, going too wide though. The hard tyres, not the grippiest. It will be grippier later on, but that's hurt his lap there a little bit. Lost a bit of time in front and behind. DRS will not be enabled until lap 7. As Daniel sets the fastest lap once again. However, DRS will not come into proper effect until lap 8, I think. TomTom on the cusp of getting back into the points. He's currently P11. 8-9 tenths behind Bengal. And Pookie is losing out a bit to Domchi now. So let's go look at our championship leader. Within 5 tenths of a second of the Ferrari, Bengal. The leading Ferrari. In a very familiar position that real Ferraris have been in this season. Lower end of the points. Especially in Silverstone. TomTom. I think he's going to make child's play out of Bengal here. This overtake is inevitable. TomTom is inevitable. Just don't ask him to snap his fingers. Things might go very badly and half the F1 grid will disappear. But hey, maybe then that will give Jamie Chadwick the opportunity to drive a Formula 1 car for once. And not just dominate in her own series. TomTom getting closer to Bengal here, but Bengal is getting closer to Fusion. Fusion is definitely struggling with his pace, which is odd because he's on softer tyres, as DRS for the Ferrari allows him Bengal up into 9th place, and TomTom is going to have to stay behind the rear wing of that AlphaTauri until a much more opportune place. So he's trying to make the move through the S's. This could be quite... I couldn't find the right word in time. Oh, that's gone all wrong for Fusion. Managed to catch that. He fought brilliantly there. I think maybe his tyres, though, bit too overheated, and that's points thrown away. Sherlock under assault from the second Alfa Romeo of Angel and the second Ferrari of Sork. He's on the soft tyres now, so he's exchanged mediums and hards for softs. He's not going to be the fastest. 1.9 second advantage over Bubbly for Daniel now. And Bubbly not looking so safe behind. Pookie did manage to dispatch Domchi in the end, as Surtees taking a little look up the inside of the Williams. Both drivers running low on energy. Oh, slight tank slapper for the Williams. DRS for Surtees, and it's going to be a very easy move up the inside, and Surtees takes P2 from Bubbly. How much can the Williams fight back? And of course, we've got to remember, Surtees on soft tyres, so he will have more grip at this stage, but not for much longer. Daniel's just able to cruise around. Look how much energy he's able to save whilst everyone behind him is fighting. Oh, yellow flag. That's a bit of spin for Brains. Doesn't appear to have any damage, though he's wiped out a few of the advertising boards. Oh no, what happened to Pookie? I don't see what happened to Pookie. He was up in 4th and suddenly he's down in 17th. I didn't see that. He must have spun, potentially, through turns 1 and 2. Oh dear. Pookie. Yeah, he's definitely spun somewhere around final corner / first corner, somewhere in the vicinity of the main straight. Oh, Pookie. I swear you did that sort of thing last season. And it's double calamity for the Red Bulls, as Sork and Angel have both managed to get past Sherlock. Oh dear. It's not so much double calamity for the Aston Martins, though. They're into double points playing positions at the minute. TomTom in 9th, Vic in 10th. However, TomTom holding on to his energy, allowing Bengal to fight with Gladius. There looked like there was some contact there. Gladius getting forced off the track by the Ferrari. Gladius will probably be a little bit slow. Potentially might have picked up some damage. The gap in front, meanwhile, has grown to a veritable chasm. 3.2 seconds. It's not quite 24 seconds that we've seen from Max Verstappen this season. But, yeah, that's getting quite long, quite wide, and may soon be insurmountable. TomTom starting to use a little bit of his saved up energy. Not using a huge amount of it, though. I wonder if maybe his energy button's broken, or if he's just challenging himself. I know I can win easily if I use the energy, so let's not. Jordan also holding on to energy. Everyone else not struggling with it. This is something that has been an issue since F1 22. There seems to be less energy that a car produces, and it uses its energy much faster. Oh, Jordan, Jordan into the pits now. Let's see, tyres. Soft tyres going to be replaced by mediums. So, the soft tyres are definitely starting to fall off the cliff a little bit here, as evidenced by the fact that Goshan is 2.3 seconds behind Bubbly. And Bubbly has managed to close the gap to Surtees again, which is probably why that gap to Daniel has grown so much. Surtees is unable to keep the pace on the soft tyres, and he gets a poor exit out of Degner too. This is allowing Bubbly to go up around the outside, and he makes the move through the hairpin. Brilliant move by Bubbly there. It's the writing on the wall for the soft tyres. They have to be changed now. After all, it did say laps 10 to 13 would be when the soft tyres should be changed. So he's still going to hold on to it. Fight for it as long as he can. He's got the slipstream. Is he going to make the move? He takes a little look up the inside. Decides not to go through with it, though. Is he going to dive into the pits here? No, he's not. He's going to keep going. As are a few of the other soft runners. Domchi catching Goshen now. As the DRS not able to make the move just yet. Meanwhile, Vic Jabba under threat from Groffle. Groffle has a bit more energy to spare than Jabba. I think, as I recall, Groffle did get points last time out. So he might be able to get more points here. He just has to get past that to Mercedes. Might be a tall order, though. It is a Mercedes, after all. And Pookie trying to recover from that disastrous spin that he had. I'm assuming it was a spin. He's got to make his way past level fusion here. Not going to be easy through the Degners. Personal best through Sector 1. And he's going to make the move up the inside of Degner 1. It's going to turn into the outside of the hairpin. Can he make it stick? Side by side. Oh, Fusion gets a tank slapper and collides with Pookie. Can't really blame Fusion there. Sometimes the cars will just let go on you. Didn't ruin anyone's race though, and Pookie able to keep going. Bubbly and Surty into the pits now. And this might force Daniel's hand, as a few other drivers seem to have made pit stops. TomTom up into second. And TomTom is essentially a strategy master at this game. He's used up a lot of his energy to get here. He's managed to jump Domchi. I think Domchi may have just made a pit stop. No, he hasn't. How did TomTom get up here so quickly? What? So Domchi and Gladius fighting. Gladius back up into 4th place after starting 5th. Yeah, there's definitely been some more pit stops. Goshen's made a pit stop, I think. So soft tyres are no longer the order of the day. Medium tyres are. And a few drivers onto the hards, such as Bubbly, our pole position holder. Now trying to make it effective race leader. Now the question is, how many of the drivers in front will have to pit? Well, I think everyone on mediums will probably have to pit. Again, Domchi and Gladius and Daniel definitely will have to pit. But everyone else actually pit under the safety car. But they're still not going to be... Their tyres aren't going to be as fresh. Daniel, it has not stopped. Meanwhile, there's been a change in position. That's Domchi and Gladius into the pits now. Hard tyres on for Gladius. Domchi is going to take hard tyres as well. Jabba into 5th place now. It's a very unusual position to see him in. Now it's getting very tight-knit through the S's. Getting very close together for some of these drivers. Jordan managed to jump Bubbly through the pit stops by virtue of stopping 2-3 laps earlier than the Williams. But now he's being held up by the slower runners in front. That's Sork and Groffle on older tyres. Thought for a moment that Sork was making his way for the McLaren. What a move from Bubbly. That was one hell of a dive bomb, and he might be able to make the move around the outside of Honda on Sork. What? This is incredible. And that's going to be a double roadblock for the two McLarens. And Jordan actually getting a little bit upset in the exit of Spoon, and that's allowing his teammate Surtees back past. No, Jordan's still ahead of his teammate. What a move for Bubbly, who's making another move up the inside. Oh, I thought he was. Trying to make his way past Groffel now. He will have the DRS, and that will make the move very easy indeed. But here comes Jordan. He's got the DRS as well. He's using a lot of his energy. We've got pit stops for Surtees, who has retired. Surtees has retired in the pit lane. Why? He was in P2. He was right up there. I don't understand that. Surtees has just thrown away good points. Potentially even a podium. Bubbly now on the tail end of Jabber. As Angel gets a 5-second penalty. Oh dear. Actually, we'll keep that tyre graphic up. Jabber does no contest as Bubbly, dumping his ERS, makes a move into Spoon, but Jordan is right behind. Energy usage. We're going to have to open up the telemetry again. Look how much battery Bubbly has used, whilst Jordan has been a little bit smarter, and that actually Goshan passes his teammate. Jabber letting Goshan through. What can Goshan do? He was having a little look into the chicane. Not able to make any moves just yet. DRS now for the McLaren and the Mercedes. And Goshan actually picks up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. 130.7. Bubbly under threat from Jordan. Excellent defending. Held to the inside. Forced Jordan to take the outside, which is not favourable. Through turns 1 and 2. Able to hold on to the position here, but you can see, look how much his lights are flashing. He had less than 10% energy there. Goshan's tyres 2 laps younger than Jordan's, which could mean a slight pace differential. He's getting a bit adventurous through Degner 1. It's getting quite hectic. He's making a move into the hairpin up the inside of Jordan. What a move! We've seen a few of these dive bombs into the hairpin. Jordan defending with his energy, going side by side with the Mercedes into Spoon. One of these drivers has to give, and Jordan is forced off onto the runoff. Maybe some stewards will be looking at later. Pookie back into 7th, into the points paying positions. Daniel has finally pit for soft tyres. That's an unusual strategy. Meanwhile, TomTom on the hards is probably going to try and go for the rest of the way on these tyres. Vic Vinegar right behind Daniel, but Daniel able to hold on to what is essentially the lead here. And Bubbly, through all that fighting and getting through the traffic, has lost out here. Goshan has also lost a bit of time, I think, through fighting with Jordan. As Angel picks up the fastest lap now. He's 1.5 seconds off of Bubbly here. So Daniel on the soft tyres, looking to go the rest of the race on these tyres, I would imagine. He's going to be closing that gap to TomTom. He's got 10 laps to close, 14.2 seconds. Can he do it? This is TomTom. Just stopped 14 laps ago under the safety car, put on hard tyres, and now he's running these hard tyres to the end of the race. I can only imagine that they're going to be feeling like absolute crap by the time the race ends. Daniel on the softs closing only by 3/10 through this lap. I guess the tyres are slightly cold. He had to warm them up. But now they will be reaching their operating temperature, and the gap is already closed another 3/10. Meanwhile, Bubbly about to dispatch with the second Aston Martin of Vic. Going around the outside. Oh, there's contact though. Vic tried to hold it up the inside. Didn't quite work out. Bit too optimistic from Vic, thinking he could hold that position. Or maybe he got squeezed. I'm not sure, as he gets passed by Goshan too. No contest there. He's gone from podium to meh in the space of a few corners here. Poor old Vic. But his tyres are quite old. 15 laps. The gap between TomTom and Daniel has already fallen to 11.4 seconds. So this is the pace of the soft tyres, the fresh softs. But of course, it's only through the corners that they'll really be giving any advantage over the old hards. Through the corners and the traction zones. The gap 10.6, 10.4. Closing 10.3. So it's doable. 1:28.6, fastest lap of the Grand Prix by far. That gap, 10.3 seconds now. But those soft tyres are not going to have as much life in them. Their life is fleeting compared to a hard tyre. Jordan, meanwhile, trying to dispatch Vic here, and he's being held up through the S's as one of the Ferraris has had a spin. I think that's Bengal. Yes, indeed it is. Had a spin on the exit of Spoon. And Jordan still looking for a way past the Aston Martin here. And I think it's going to be a dive bomb into the hairpin, like we've seen a few other times tonight. And actually, Vic, defending like a champ, saw it coming, defended to the inside, and forced Jordan to take evasive action. That was brilliant. It's staving off the inevitable here, I feel, but that was a really nice defending. Vic is going to hold on to P5 if he can. If he can. It's only a matter of time. He's running out of battery. Oh, a bit of a lift for Jordan. He can't make the move through to 130R. He can make the dive bomb into the chicane. No, he's not going to go for it. He's going to wait for the DRS. Smart move. So take the DRS when you know you're going to have a distinct advantage. And, well, that's all she wrote for Vic's defense of P5. But it very nicely done. And TomTom has actually decided he's seen the writing on the wall. He's not going to take those hard tyres out any longer. He's stopped for new soft tyres. And he's going to dispatch his teammate very soon. He's going to be absolutely flying. He is fighting for a potential race victory here from P17. This driver, this man, just an absolute machine. Clinical. We'll see what he can do as he's now on the tail end of Jordan, who is on 9-lap-old mediums. They're going to be no match for fresh soft tyres, and you can see it there. Jordan got a bit of poor traction on the exit of the hairpin, but not poor enough that TomTom could make the move. Wetting the whistle, and TomTom dispatches Jordan. He's using his energy. He's got plenty of energy to spare. Jordan did as well, though. So he just decided not to defend, mainly because he's going to get DRS now. See if he can retake that position into turn 1, but the poor traction of his used, rather elderly medium tyres are not going to help him here. Oh, we've had... Oh, Vic speeding in the pit lane. That's not ideal. And now TomTom can go chasing after the podium positions. He's going to just drop Jordan like a stone here through the S's. Those soft tyres are going to be so rapid, and he's already a second ahead. No more DRS for Jordan. So next in line to TomTom's potential throne is Goshan on similarly aged medium tyres to Jordan. And then there's Bubbly on the hard tyres. And then there's Daniel on the soft tyres that are slightly older. But there are 6-7 laps of the race remaining. It's going to be a tall order for TomTom, I think, to be able to take the win from Daniel here. We're now behind. Bit of a fight evolving for P6. Pookie, I think, may have stopped for new tyres at some point. He's currently P8. He's definitely being dispatched by a few of the faster drivers. Oh, big lift. Big lift. And he goes wide, or rather deep, into the chicane there. He's lost a lot of time through that final chicane. I don't know what happened there. I mean, I know he lifted, but he just got it all out of shape. I wonder if this might be something wrong with his wheel. There's been a change of position for P9. Angel overtakes Sork for 2 points. And Bubbly has had a spin! Oh no! Oh, it's poor old Bubbly. Oh, and his tyre's very dirty. He's sinking like a stone here. Suddenly, a victory for TomTom, not looking too out of the question. Certainly P2 for TomTom. But Bubbly threw it all away. Our pole sitter now only P8. Oh dear. That's not what you want to see at all. And TomTom now right on the chuff of Goshan, who just doesn't have the energy to spare. You can see his lights blinking on the rear end. TomTom's going to wait for the DRS detection line, and then he's going to make the move down the main straight. It's just going to be no contest here. Goshan is going to lose P2, but he should at least get a podium here as TomTom up into second place. 7.6 seconds adrift of Daniel, but closing. I wonder if Daniel's lead is... Daniel's lead might not be quite as safe here as he thought. 7 seconds, he's already catching so quickly. There's 4-5 laps left. Daniel just has to hold on for that amount of time. TomTom, fastest of all through Sector 1. This might be his fastest lap here. Might be the fastest lap. Yellow flag for Mercedes. I think that's Jabber. Perhaps having a bit of a moment through the final corner. TomTom coming through Spoon now. 6 seconds behind Daniel. He's closed that gap rapidly. He's using all of his energy. But when he runs out, it's going to be a bit harder. He's up by 0.745. He's not fastest of anyone through Sector 2. What can he do through Sector 3, though? Will he get the fastest lap of the race here? Gap's 5.4 seconds, and TomTom 0.6 up on his previous, but only a 1:29.1. Fastest lap still belongs to Daniel. 1:29.0, sorry, from TomTom. So Daniel absolutely flew earlier on, and it looks like TomTom will not be able to take the position. We've got a safety car! As Jabber has had a crash. What has happened? His car has disappeared too quickly. full safety car. This will change things dramatically, but the thing is, the safety car will not stay out forever. This is going to provide the opportunity for Daniel to bolt on some fresh tyres, but also give TomTom the opportunity to take the victory from P17. Just what an absolute machine this man is. Goshan into NP3, where he started. Jordan up for Gladius, Domchi and Pookie, exactly where they started as well. Bubbly down 7, just horrendous race for our pole sitter. Everyone's going to be able to pit. Daniel isn't pitting though. And TomTom also isn't going to pit. What will Goshan do? He's got the Delta. They're all staying out. It's going to be status quo. But TomTom's tyres are slightly fresher than Daniel's, so Jordan is actually going to pit. A few drivers are going to pit for new tyres. Have to see how these things shape up. Bubbly also coming in. Well, he might as well. Sork staying out. So Sork gains a lot of positions through the pit stops. Vic also gains some positions. So our... What's the bloody word? Our pole sitter now out of the points. However, he's got Groffel in front on old medium tyres. Some of these drivers are going... You can see they're thinking. They're going to stay on the old tyres and hope that they can survive. Especially because I reckon the safety car is going to be coming in at the end of this lap. And there's a massive gap between Pookie and Sork. Yeah, okay. Daniel had to stay out. TomTom could have come in if he wanted, but he also stayed out. If Daniel did pit, then TomTom would have jumped him in the pit stops. Yeah, as you can see, safety car coming in. The field is not yet fully bunched up. This is a feature about this game that I don't like. Oh, getting a bit too close for comfort. So here we go. The final 2-lap sprint. We're going to turn off most of those thingies. Daniel leads the field away for the final 2 laps. Lap 26. Oh, there's a car going slowly. That is Brains being overtaken. Here, well, lapped rather. And Daniel, it's very, very difficult to tell. Sork now under threat from, who was that? That is Jordan. The tyres already just don't have the pace. Oh, there's Bubbly retires from the session. We can't get another safety car. It's gone all wrong for Bubbly. Pole sitter out of the race. Pookie still holding on to the positions. Oh, that's the other Williams. Domchi going round. Vic going wide. What happened to Domchi? He's still in the points regardless, but not a great amount of points. Pookie down to 7-6 already. Jordan might... Goshan may shortly be dispatched by Jordan. He's had a bit of a respite due to Jordan having to fight through the traffic. And it's getting mighty close at the front. Look at the usage of the energy. TomTom gaining on Daniel. He's going to make the dive bomb. There is no DRS. In the final 2 laps, it was almost a Senna-Prost situation there. These two fighting tooth and nail. TomTom into the lead. But can Daniel take that back on his old tyres? He's gonna try for it. He's using the energy down the straight, and TomTom. Oh, what's gone on for TomTom? He just lets him past. I wonder if he had an illegal overtake, maybe. He just lets Daniel past. That could have been really exciting. As it happens, he just lifted off, I think. I don't know exactly what happened. Jordan, meanwhile, fighting for a podium. He has to get past Goshan for this. And it should be child's play. The old medium tyres on Goshan's car, they cannot provide enough of a buffer. And Gladius right behind as well. Goshan might lose the podium and 4th place here. He just has to hold on as long as he can. Jordan wasn't able to make the dive bomb into the hairpin. He's using his energy trying to make the move through Spoon. Can he do it? He has. Goshan forces him wide. Gladius right on the tail end of the McLaren here. These two are fighting. It could provide the opportunity for Goshan to hold on to the podium here. These two fighting so hard. Oh no, there's contact. That's Gladius out of the race. That is definitely going to be investigated, and Jordan is not going to take P3 here. Daniel wins the race from TomTom. Goshan on the podium. I wonder though if Goshan is going to keep that, because that was some very funky defending there. He forced Jordan off the track. Oh, that's weird. He forced Jordan off the track, and I don't know. Certainly one of those two drivers may end up losing their position. Gladius could have finished 5th, and now he doesn't finish at all. He gets at best 13th. And in fact, I don't think it's even going to be that. It's going to be 14th. Which means Pookie will take P5. Very nicely done. And driver of the day has to go to TomTom. 17th to P2. Just what a drive, man. It's clinical. Yeah, I mean, they all would have had lots of energy. Lots of energy to spare. But Daniel, now a championship contender, as he takes his first win of F1 23. Very nicely done. But TomTom right up there, and he will still be the championship leader. 18 points to his name today. But Daniel, 26 points as he takes the fastest lap point as well. Very nicely done. So, we can look now at the standings. Meow! How things were. So, TomTom, well, Daniel finished P6. No, it's not, sorry. P7 in the previous race. So, those 26 points, they're going to help him out quite a lot. 6 points, that's going to be 32. So, definitely up there. Gladius doesn't score anything. Goshan, I think, is going to be closer to being championship contender than Daniel right now. But still, very nice win for Daniel, and definitely up there. In the meantime, though, thank you for watching, everyone. It's been an absolute privilege. We have had some PC issues in recent times, and I am looking to upgrade. And hopefully the game will look better. There's only one issue, and the PCs I've been looking at only offer Windows 11, and I don't want Windows 11 because it's shite. But there we go. Thank you for watching, everyone. And until next time, take care, and good night.